Hey everyone, Tangent back again, this time with another Magic the Gathering video, and this time we're going to be talking about something that's very near and dear to my heart when it comes to Magic. This is actually what I would consider my first real investment into Magic, outside of just buying the cards or stashing up on a commander deck that I'm never going to sell. So for this, we're going to go back to 2015, Zendikar, Battle for Zendikar, not Zendikar Rising. That's the new one that just came out, but we'll also be talking about that. And when we got the first lotto ticket cards, I'm talking about Expeditions. Those super sexy, super pretty, absolutely unique, one-of-a-kind, beautiful cards that we could get from the Battle for Zendikar and the Oath of the Gatewatch booster packs. And I'm going to be talking about them because, like I said, as my first real investment into Magic, I still think, even today, 6 years on, I think that you could still buy some of the lower ones, and I still think you could get away with making some money off of them, honestly. Like, for me personally, when it came to these cards, the ones that I was watching specifically were the lowest tier ones, and that was the battle lands. You got your Sunken Hollow, you got your Canopy Vista, Prairie Stream, Cinderglade, and most importantly, last but not least, Smoldering Marsh. This guy right here was my litmus test for when I was finally going to start buying Battle for Zendikar Expeditions. Because this guy was always the lowest for all the Expeditions from the original set. And I waited because he was about $22, $21, $20, $19, finally went sub 20. And I just kept watching. And once it finally hit about $17, I had a little bit of a rebound to 17 and a half. And just like with the stock market, I grabbed right then and there. I got him. I got all of these guys right down here as well for really cheap. I think about in the $20 range, maybe. I think about or so. I was also able to get myself a bunch of the filter lands in the $20 to $30 range or so. And since then, all of these cards have just gone up. Not necessarily exponentially, I would say. Although, like I said, my personal favorite baby here, Smoldering Marsh, is now no longer the lowest. I don't even think it's the second lowest. I think it's like the fourth, fifth, sixth lowest maybe. So if anything, like just with this one for sure, has gone up, and that's always awesome to see. And like I said, these cards have inherent value. Like they see a ton of play in Commander. Obviously, shock lands like Water Gates, like they see playing literally everything. Filter lands, basically just Commander, and Battle lands, unfortunately, kind of getting shoved out of Commander, even though I really, really like them, especially now with the actual Battle lands from Battle Bond coming out. But that's another story for another day, although that story is also today. But yeah, no, so these cards, when they came out, I just saw them as just the ultimate opportunity because they were just so one-of-a-kind, so unique, so pretty, just like something that I was like, Wizards, they would never do this ever again. And then turns out, 5 years later, that's exactly what they did. But that's also what I'm kind of here to talk about, because with the newer ones, although it is in fact another round of Expeditions, they don't really carry the same weight as these ones. Like, these ones are only in foil. And sweet Christmas Jesus, they're so pretty. Like, these are, like I said, when I said unique one-of-a-kind, these still are unique one-of-a-kinds. These are not cards that I think we're going to see again, even though, Wizards is all aboard the bling train right now, and they're just tricking everything out, making everything try to feel special, and when everything's special, nothing is special. But that's kind of the opposite for the second go-around of Expeditions we got here, because they kind of don't feel that special. They're fairly mundane in all their kind of aspects, like little creeping tar pit. Everybody loves a creeping tar pit. I get somebody pulled this and they oh man, I'd almost give this to somebody. And I was like, well, I'm here, I'll take it. I'll give you $2 for it. And it's a $5 card right now. So I mean, I'm not even mad about that. I think another one. This I actually got out of my set booster box for Battle for Zendikar, which was amazing, by the way. 50 rares out of a set booster pack. It was absolutely insane. I think I had 13 mythics. It was out of this world. Going back to speaking about the battle bond? Yeah, the Battle Bond land. These guys are kind of where I see some real value coming out of this new set of Expeditions, is because it's got a higher floor, I believe. So with the battle lands from the original Expedition series, they got pushed out of Commander pretty quick and easy. And with these guys basically being, dual lands without the typing in Commander, I think that really sets a precedent for this new set of expeditions to be potentially a higher investment opportunity, or a better investment opportunity, maybe I should say. Because with these guys, and speaking of which, so the bottom of this one for the new expeditions is this guy, Creeping Tar Pit. We all know it. We always know it. We'll always know it. Because he's about $5 right now. The lowest, when this all came out for the original one, the Smolder Marsh I was talking about, from the original expedition set we got here, this guy, like I said, he only ever dropped to 17, and he was at $20 for like 3 years. Like, there's just a little bit of disparity right there between these two. Is like the fact that this is the only card that ever went under $20. Whereas in the new expedition set, I think this is a foil and it's under $20. I got Dark Slick Shores here. It's a shiny, and I think the regular printing of it is, or the regular expedition printing of it, I believe, is looking at about $7 or $8, and I think this foil version of it is $9. So $1 and you can get a shiny, and it's still good. It's still what is it? Not a Tango land. It's one of the Czech lands from the original, or from Mirrodin Besieged. Mirrodin Besieged? Scars of Mirrodin. Regardless, and it's still quality lands. I mean, you can't go wrong there. And I got the unfoil Sea of Clouds as well, and the fetches. I mean, fetches are out. I think you can get this guy here regular for $40, and I think the foil's maybe $50, which isn't a bad deal. Also, I don't have a Scalding Tarn, but Scalding Tarns are $60. Regular Scalding Tarns you can get for about $66. Everybody should be buying Scalding Tarns, by the way. Scalding Tarns they're cheap once again. They've gone up, obviously, because this is, a little bit late into that whole thing. But get Scalding Tarns. They're under $100. That's just a Merry Christmas for everybody. And then even like the higher end of this one I found, it's not really that much of a high end. So I got a Misty Rainforest here. I think it's the third most expensive out of the newest expeditions, and mine's foil. Got it out of a random collector booster out of Walmart. God, that was a one-off time. That video is also on this channel. It's a really garbage video, but I mean, I'd appreciate it if you went and watched it. I mean, it's not ideal. I'm still kind of learning. I mean, I'm learning right now, but is what it is, right? But the regular non-foil printing of this cat is, for the expedition, I believe, is just shy of $100, and this one is the foil version is only like $120. So when you can get a foil full art fetch land for $20 more than what you could normally get it, I mean, I feel like that just means you buy the foil every time, right? Because like 2-3 years down the line, this is going to be a pretty penny. Yeah, they're not as aesthetically pleasing as the original expeditions, and I think that kind of makes them less of a great idea to invest in. Like I said, they're so beautiful. Their foiling process is better on the original expeditions as well, whereas this one is just, I don't know. Like I said, they're just kind of plain Jane when you think about it. Especially, like I said, considering how Wizards is just trying to trick out everything right now. Like, all the collector boosters, all the mystical archives, the secret layers, all the crazy crap like that. And these are the expeditions we get. And even, like, this just is so plain Jane to me. But I don't think that means that they aren't something that we should look into getting. Like, I definitely can think that these are a good purchase. And honestly, the Misty Rainforest that I've got here is the only one that I pulled on MA Packs. The other ones I've legitimately just been, like, seeing people with these ones and, like, said, not even really good ones here. And I just like, can I have that, or can I buy that for me? And they're like, yeah, absolutely, sure. Don't really care about it. I'm like, nice, cool, absolutely. Foil, non-foil, doesn't matter to me. So I think it's kind of interesting to see the difference between, this first set of, the really fancy bad boys, and then now this lesser set of the expeditions. And I don't think it's going to quite follow the same trajectory per se, but I'm definitely considering it to be a good opportunity for, I think you can make some decent money on these cards. I mean, there's still lotto cards. Everybody loves lottery cards. It was a lot cooler, back in the first time around when the lands came out, or the inventions from Kaladesh. And these are just kind of, well, to be fair, these were, the return to Lotto cards. Because, I mean, once they did Expeditions once, we all knew they were going to do it again. Well, I mean, I guess except for me because I'm an idiot. But, hey, sometimes idiots are right, too. So, got to take it with a grain of salt, So, I'd be curious to see how the new set of them kind of go. I think they've got some potential, if I'm being honest. Maybe not as much as these new ones, just because, like I said, not aesthetically pleasing. They don't look nearly as cool. The foiling isn't nearly as awesome. You can get them in non-foils, obviously, and they were kind of like a dime a dozen, whereas these were genuinely hard to get, legitimately like a treasure Lotto card. I remember when I opened this one out of a pack, and I almost did a backflip. It was insane. Whereas with this one, I was like, oh yeah, it's a box topper. Well, that's pretty cool, I guess. But I don't know. I think there's still money to be made here. And I'm still very much like, honestly, you could still be investing in these ones, and I think you'll be coming out ahead a couple years down the road. But these ones, 100%, like, scoop up all the foils of all the bottom ones. Like, for completionists out there, people will want those cards. What is it? It's Creeping Tar Pit. He might not be a great card, but I mean, I've got one. I'll probably put it in a deck at some point just because it's a foil and, I can flex that stupid meme bling on people. It's all about what you want out of Magic, and some people want money, some people want fun, and sometimes you can have both. You can have your cake and eat it. So, I guess that was just my little kind of talk. Like, I don't know, I love the Expeditions. They're just beautiful. The new ones less so, obviously. Like I said, they're mostly just because they're just so cheap and I want them. And it's like, it's fun to have cards that look cool. We all enjoy that aspect of Magic. We all love the aesthetics of it. I particularly, I'm so stingy. I even go for, specific set symbols of certain cards because I'm such a stickler for stuff like that. But that is what it is. Anyway, that's just kind of my little chat about some, Expeditions. Kind of get to show you guys, some of the ones that I got, some of my thoughts on it, and, where I've kind of come from and how I've been kind of approaching it. So let me know down in the comments below what you kind of think of the Expeditions, new ones, old ones. Do you have any? How many do you got? Are they all foil? If so, good for you. That's a hefty little Easter egg you're sitting on there. I've been Tangent. You guys have been awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will catch you.